There we go. I'm recording. So it should get recorded. Did you just use some
nice little thing that pops up on Mixer that says you're live, and it gives you direct access to, social and Twitter. That's awesome.
Neat.
Oh, I need to turn off my sound. I'm hearing myself.
Yeah.
Hi, everybody. We are figuring this out. Bear with us.
I think it's working. Okay, let me look. We are using a caster. Okay, let me see if the Facebook is working.
I thought you said catheter for a minute, and
We're using catheter.
I'm not. So I know we're live on Mixer.
Yeah, it says we're live on Facebook.
We are?
It's what it says.
Awesome.
Okay, I just commented as IGB instead of myself. There we go. Oh, I can't.
Pop up in the chat?
You hear us? Great. It did not come up in chat. But, all right, let me look at the YouTube. Well, here, let's just go live. And here we go.
So, yeah.
Hold on, let's do it. What's up, everybody? My name's Indy, and that gentleman over there is Jay. Man, your camera, dude, I wish you could have your camera back further. Let me start that over. What's up, everybody? My name's Indy, and that gentleman over there on the other side, that's Mr. J, and this is Indie Game Business. Hi.
Welcome to the new show. I mean, I can slide all the way back against the wall, but then I can't type. So it's
right. Well, it doesn't matter because we can't type in this chat anyway. So,
well, that's what we're trying to figure out. So, we made the switch, to Mixer because, like Ninja, Microsoft paid us like $500 million to come over here because our following was so huge. But in the meantime, we have also taken we're branching out. So we're, like Indy said earlier, we're using Caster, which means hypothetically, we are being broadcast live to Mixer, not Twitch, but Facebook and YouTube simultaneously. And so now we just have to figure out how we get everything working along the same lines. So
well, I think it's working. It's working pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm just going to make both of our faces just huge and bigger than the thing. There we go. Now we're lovely. Now we're freaking lovely, but you can't move so much because if you move over a little, then.
I see it now on Facebook. We actually have somebody watching. Awesome.
That's me.
Cool. Oh,
Psylocke's like, yeah, fuck it, go live.
I don't know if you know, we have a real YouTube address now, so it's not like a bunch of random letters. We're at youtube.com/c/indiegamebusiness, and
nice.
There we go. We're live on there too. So this is awesome.
All right, I'm going to type in here Indie Game Business live stream. It says.
So
that did not change the.
We're live on there.
That didn't change the. It didn't change the title on YouTube, so FYI.
Oh, it didn't? All right. So this is what we got to figure out. We got to figure out what we do when we go live.
Hello. Okay, let's see. I just typed hello in the YouTube. Okay, it worked. Sweet. Okay. Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah. Anyone watching? What titching? We are all what titching.
I'm figuring this out as well. So yeah, this is pretty cool. I like this.
And we should be able to like stream on Periscope after we get that figured out, so it'll be on Twitter, which will be awesome. I couldn't
figure out Periscope last night. It's like I signed in through. Yes, I'm old. I couldn't figure out Periscope. I signed in.
What's this
Twitter account, and then I could find nothing about how to how to actually link it to Caster, but I'll work on that. It's on my to-do list.
Yeah, and there's other things we can do too. We can let me click add platform. We can add like D Live.
We can add D Live as soon as I figure out what my login credentials are.
Mobcrash, Ustream, Vimeo. We could even stream to Steam apparently.
Yeah, we can.
I think that would be cool.
There's a ton of things that we can stream to.
I think we should just stream to fucking everything. So the issue is that when you become an affiliate, you stream on Twitch and multiple platforms at the same time, right? There has to be like a 24-hour period before you take the content from Twitch to the other ones. So I think what Jay's thinking about is just giving up the affiliate just so we can stream everywhere. I mean, why not?
I mean, it's not. We don't do this show
for money
to generate ad revenue.
Right.
Having said that, if somebody wants to sponsor us, I'm totally not against it. You know, but we're not sitting around and doing this to, you know, reap the ad revenue or whatever else. And so if we have the opportunity to use something like Caster to reach a wider audience and educate a wider audience, that is far more valuable than, you know, I think since we've been affiliate for a year, I believe, on Twitch.
Almost.
I believe we have made $127. You know, so I can barely buy a good camera.
And that was from my year of subs.
Yeah.
Because I saw Adam Creighton, what's up, dude?
And so, you know, at the same time, we're like trying to figure out how can we get our message out there. And we've been like basically pigeonholed into Twitch. And Indy and I, we did a show several months ago with, you know, my friend Tara, who's actually on the Mixer team, on here, but I didn't get the audio in time, and now it's lost to the wind somewhere. I don't know where. But I've always been like, maybe we should give this a shot. And then I'm not gonna lie, when Ninja moved over last week, I was like, you know what? Why not? Let's go. Let's do it as well. Because the other aspect of it is, since we've started doing the podcast, we have exponentially more listens per episode to the podcast than we ever did on the Twitch channel. So, you know, giving up.
I think that means we're fucking ugly, is what
it could be. I mean, I'm not gonna.
You've got the face for radio. Yeah.
I'm not gonna argue that point. So it's this is the new way we're gonna do it, and just kind of like bear with us because all right. So Indy, I'm guessing we have to actually. This cast bot that does the chat summaries from all the different platforms, there's no way to interact with it.
Right.
So we just have to.
That is coming a bummer. I think the Restream run, the face for radio, I think the Restream bot or chat client, you can type in it. I'm not 100% sure.
As I type in, we saw you, Pizza Sticker Studio. If you go to our Discord server, which by the way is discord.gg/indiegamebusiness, we have a new channel called Live Show Chat, and it's actually being picked up in there, but it's duplicating it for some reason that I don't fully understand.
Where is it picking it up?
Go to our Discord page, our Discord server, and then go down to the bottom of the first section, and there's a new channel called Live Show Chat.
Okay.
And everything is being pasted in there, but it's literally being pasted twice. So let me see.
Oh, neat. But if we type in there, does this show up? No, it does not. So yeah, there's something going on that is duplicating it, but hey, this is like, this is a test here.
I'm calling that a win right now.
Yeah. We're the big wieners.
So where do you want to start this week? It's
well, you already talked about Ninja. Let's talk about Ninja.
Yeah, all right. So Ninja got paid a shit ton of money. I don't even know how much. I've seen people like estimating how much he got paid, and I think he probably owns about 14% of Microsoft right now. That's the
well, and then now I just read an article. He's got 1 million subs now. Of course, they're free subs, but I mean that's really the amount of money you make from. I'm just guessing that if the subs are $5, he's probably getting $250. So that's retirement money right there. You know what I mean?
But they're free subs.
Well, free sub. Nobody's paying. Well, same with Amazon Prime. Amazon Prime, you don't have to pay for them, but people still get. You know.
Oh, so you as a partner on Twitch get paid when somebody does a Prime subscription?
Yep.
Well, that's cool. I didn't know that. So yeah, he's making tons of money that way as well. So Sue went and said, okay, listen, this is how much he had in subscribers. So, I mean, you have to keep in mind, and I've seen people like theorizing on this, and I'll give you my interpretation of how these deals work. If you're going to get an exclusive, which is, the hot topic in everything these days, you're going to have to compensate that person for the revenue they are missing out on all the other platforms. And in his case, it's just Twitch. So if he was bringing in, and I'm guessing probably somewhere around $1 million a month, and you want him exclusive for 12 months, then
you're gonna have to pay him for a year. You're gonna have to give him more money than that.
Yeah, exactly. So you're gonna have to pay at least $12 million plus whatever is basically an incentive to go and do it and have to rebuild your audience and everything else. So I can't imagine his period of exclusivity is less than a year, because that just wouldn't make any sense.
But he doesn't have exclusivity now. I mean, when you go on Mixer is like, you can be partnered on this channel and anywhere else, unlike Twitch. I mean, you can stream here and anywhere else.
His agreement was for exclusivity.
Oh, really? Well, you know what? I think it was a brilliant freaking move. Mixer's like, what can we do to catch up with Twitch? Bam. That's a brilliant freaking move right there.
So I'm curious as to how much the bar has been, not bar has been raised, but how many new people are on Mixer now that he's here. Because we were talking about, I was following and talking to one of the other streamers on Mixer last week, and it's one of those things where if somebody was watching him on Twitch just to watch someone playing Fortnite, there are plenty of other options to do that.
Right.
But, people that were watching, to watch him, they're moving, they're coming over here. They may not, be here exclusively, but now that they're over at Mixer, they're going to be checking out other streams and, that sort of stuff. I think he should be going live actually in a little bit, but it's a little...
I was just reading an article about brand loyalty. What is it called? Brand disloyalty. Like more and more lately, brand disloyalty, like it's growing. Like they're not just, we're only going to do this one brand. Now people are branching out to multiple different brands.
They should be. I mean, that's just like distribution for your game as an indie dev. Nobody should be going, I'm only going to distribute on Steam.
Ninja gets less than 20K here. I mean, an hour maybe. On Steam and Epic and all these other stores as well. That's just smart business. I mean, that's like our consulting firm. If I had to rely on the firm and just had one client, it may be a very well-paying client, but it puts us in a very precarious position, because if that goes away, that client goes away, then our whole business goes away. So I think brand loyalty went out the window, honestly, with our parents' generation. I mean, you see that with jobs and the corporate world. Well, anyway. I remember when I was a kid, it's like, you either like Ford or Chevy. Exactly. Nowadays it's like, I don't care. I just want a nice freaking car. I
just want something that gets me from
because I don't care. I'm like Ford, Chevy. I mean, technology so much. And also, I haven't looked on my Xbox, but I would venture to say that on Xbox, when you fire it up, there's a big thing about Ninja streaming on Mixer. I would venture to say there's some pretty heavy stuff. I haven't looked. I probably should go look before I mouth my stuff. But I mean, if they're not doing it, then if there's like no mention about Ninja streaming Fortnite on Mixer on the Xbox, then they're not doing a very good job. But I would guess that there is.
I agree. Okay, so the subscriptions, I'm reading this article now. The subscriptions are free for 2 months, but then after 2 months, it goes to $6 a month. So, I'm sitting here.
And he probably gets a larger than, I mean, because that's the way with Twitch. Twitch was like, their offer is basically 50-50, but after you have been a partner for a while and you have a bunch of subs, you can negotiate to get a higher percentage.
Oh, sure, you can.
So, and I don't know who has what percentages or whatever, but I know that some people do. And then also the different tiers of subs, you get different percentages. Oh.
So, I mean, along the same lines, did you know that Jimmy Buffett has a special agreement with Ticketmaster for his shows? Jimmy gets 101% of the ticket sales for, every arena, stadium, whatever that he plays at. But because he brings so many people with him to these shows, the venues agree to it because they make all of their money on concessions and merch while he's there. And so if you get to over that tipping point, like Ninja's at, Dr. Disrespect, Tim the Tatman, that have all of these followers, you can, dictate much better terms because you've reached that point where they need you more than you need them type thing. With the amount of money that Ninja's making, he could probably make his own platform.
Oh, yeah.
And stream on it, and that way. But if the other streamers that have, super streamers or whatever we want to call them, have that kind of, they all have agents, and now they're seeing that there's money on the table. It's, they'd be crazy not to be on the phone with their agents going, I want to deal with somebody, or Twitch had better give us something, or we're going to move to somewhere else. Because now the door has been opened, and everyone knows that there's a lot of money to be made if you have a big enough following. So
Disney.
What's that?
Pseudo Shadow said Disney.
Oh yeah, well, they announced the pricing for Disney Plus yesterday.
Disney, and what is it? Disney, ESPN, and Hulu or something?
Yeah, but it's the ad-free Hulu. But I mean, who cares?
Hey, Michael.
Disney Plus, Hulu Plus, and ESPN Plus for $12.99 a month.
I mean, I don't watch Hulu and I don't watch ESPN.
See, I watch ESPN. I mean, during basketball and football season. I don't watch it in the summer. There's nothing to watch. I'm not a baseball fan. So
I don't watch sports.
But it's interesting because ESPN is the one doing the most esports on TV.
Yeah.
They do the Overwatch League. I've seen Hearthstone tournaments on there. I know some of the other stations, I think like TNT, are doing some stuff.
And it's probably done dirt cheap too.
What's that?
Probably done dirt cheap.
Oh, yeah.
No, it's
exactly.
AC/DC, and it done dirt cheap. Never mind.
All right, so Chocolate Rain is the top streamers are scared to leave Twitch due to Twitch Prime. But why? All of these guys have agents.
Yeah.
If their
all the top streamers got agents.
DLive, because DLive there's some kind of exclusive relationship with PewDiePie, which I don't fully understand because PewDiePie is still posting stuff on YouTube. But if they know now that they can call DLive, Mixer, YouTube, and say, hey, what do you pay us to come over and be exclusive on your network? It goes into the deal structure.
Right.
Obviously, Mixer was willing to pay Ninja more than what he was getting in Twitch Prime to come over. So it's out there. The agents for these streamers have to be having a field day right now because it's basically now it's open season.
Well, it was a game changer. People are like, "Oh, that was a good idea. Maybe we should." And then, so it's opening up the box for outside the box thinking. Twitch tracker subs.
And this ties into the whole Epic Store thing too. It's what I've said forever. I did a LinkedIn post on it. The day that they announced Twitch. If you're going to have a streaming service, either like this kind of streaming or like Google Stadia type streaming, any kind of streaming or subscription-based service, you have to have, killer exclusive content. It's just a reality. You have to. There's no two ways about it. And this is what they've done. It's the same as we've said it, I don't know how many times. You don't go and sign up for Hulu so you can watch Friends. You sign up for it so you can watch The Handmaid's Tale and, Castle Rock and all that kind of good stuff.
Right.
You don't sign up for HBO. I mean, look how many people go to HBO and then leave around Game of Thrones and Westworld. So it's not the general stuff that's bringing everybody to these platforms anyway. It's the exclusives, and so they're going to have to go and get more of these exclusives.
And I don't know if you heard about this. This is something different. Guess who the next Bachelorette is? It's Pokimane, the Twitch streamer. She's the number 40, the 41st highest subbed streamer on Twitch.
Really?
Yeah, she's going to be the new Bachelorette.
She's not the one that does the bathwater, right?
I don't know. I don't watch her, so.
There's someone that made all this news recently because she's selling her bathwater.
Yeah. So if you want to know something else that's interesting, that because you posted Twitch tracker, go ahead and look at that. And if you go down, you will see that only 131 live streamers have more than 1,000 subs, right? So basically 1,000 subs. I mean, let's just say, it's the average, whatever, 50-50 split. They're getting $2,500, right, for 1,000 subs. So there's only 131. Oh, that was Belle Delphine?
Yeah, that's what it was.
I don't know. Did you buy some of her bathwater, Jay?
No, that is disgusting. Actually, I don't even. I mean, I know there are people out there that are going to buy it, but I'm just like, I don't understand that at all. So here's the next thing that I don't understand.
Okay.
I'm on Twitch tracker. Why does Nick Marks have almost 1,200 people at his tier 3 subscription?
Oh.
I mean, the next one online, Dr. Lupo has 686, but I mean, Shroud only has 94 tier 3 subs. Nick Marks has almost 1,200.
I don't know. And you know what? I would venture to say that these numbers aren't 100% accurate, because one of my friends has like 4,000 subs. I don't see his name on it.
Well, it says it's handpicked. So my guess is from somewhere they are getting, these metrics. It says
where does it say that it's handpicked?
On the first page. It says this list contains only manually picked challenges and is not complete. All the values may have an uncertain margin of error, which is another way of saying these could be
okay. All right. If you have at least
I think it's interesting how
you have to authorize it.
Well, I mean, that's the way a lot
of
right.
So that could be
stuff too.
Those numbers, real Twitch. Oh, there we go. It's only channels they chose to track. There's also Twitch stats, real sub count. Okay. So let's actually.
To me, the number of subs makes no difference. It's the number. It's the amount of revenue. I mean, if I only had 100 subs, but they were all tier 3 subs, that's far more valuable than somebody that's got, 500 subs, but they're tier 1.
Right, because the percentage is different.
Yeah, you make a lot more money from the ones that are tier 3.
Now I'm just looking at the. I still don't think that this is accurate.
Oh, it's probably not.
Yeah, because this says that there's only 94 people that have over 1,000 subs. But you know, are we an indie game business channel, or are we like,
anyway.
Are we indie game business, or are we analyze Twitch streamers channel?
No, really.
We got derailed. That's fine. This is a test stream.
That's what we are.
Yeah, this is. We're testing this stuff out. It seems to be working great too, man. Pretty excited about it.
Somebody had posted on. Yeah, I don't know why it's not picking up the Facebook post, but we'll figure that out.
I can see the Facebook stuff. Looks like you get automatic transcoding on Facebook. Oh, well, I'm only streaming at 3500 bit rate, so I don't know what. Let me look at it here. Quality, I want to do 720p. Does it show what my bit rate is on more video settings? Let's see.
We have no idea.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about, you know, the other, since we kind of touched on exclusivity anyway. The husband and wife behind Ooblets.
Ooblets.
Did you see this?
No, I didn't see it. I know you were talking about it, and I did see a post that said, "We stand behind the Ooblets devs," but I honestly read beyond that.
So Ooblets, it's created by, I forget the name of the studio, Grump something, I believe, but it's a husband and wife, and that's it. It's two people, and they signed a deal with Epic for exclusivity for Ooblets, which is a Pokemon meets the Stardew Valley type game. A small, casual indie game, and he's, you know, their Discord, he said only has like 1,000 people on it. He did a post about it, and he said, you know, trying to kind of preempt all the knee-jerk reaction rage to Epic, and it was a little snarky, it was a little tongue-in-cheek, but it wasn't anything bad, and they got just slammed,
harassed,
inundated. Oh, so you should. So he did another post, and I'm gonna put it here in the Mixer chat. Those of you on other platforms are gonna have to.
Lumberland is the developer.
Find it, but it's you can Google
Medium.com.
What's been happening, and you'll see the post. The stuff that they've been, you know, sent is absolutely asinine, ridiculous. You know, people who aren't fans, who aren't purchasing it, I'm not even going to read this stuff online because it's just absolute homophobic, racist trash, truly. And it's ridiculous. You know, like it or not, Epic Store is good for the industry as a whole. There was an article that came out, or a comment that somebody made, that every company that has done, especially the indie companies that has done a deal with Epic, the advance revenue that Epic has paid them has been enough to fully cover their development cost. So no matter what, those developers have been made whole on the cost of creating their game. That's unheard of in this industry for the last like 8 years, because everything has gone straight to Steam, and it's a roll of the dice whether or not you get picked up or not, and whether or not you're going to make money. And Epic's coming in and saying, I'm guaranteeing you're at least going to break even on this. You know, and when you do that, it's not as big a store, so you're going to get more visibility. You're going to get a longer period of, I don't want to say,
you know what? People that just are getting all bent over shape out of it, they're stupid. That's what I say. They're dumb. Because you know, when I heard, oh, they're only going to be on the Epic Store, I went, oh, cool. Oh, neat. Good for them.
That's it.
That's awesome.
I mean, to me, especially with the small indie devs, anyone who secures a deal with Epic has done well. You know, that's kudos to them, because you got to figure, regardless of what the consumers out there are raising hell about, there's a lot of people knocking on Epic's door. I mean, I know because I talk to them, and you know, I hear how far out they've got stuff booked, basically. And it's just, I'm with you, Andy. It's like, congratulations, good job. you've got something now that 99% of the other developers don't have out there, and that's a guarantee of you're going to break even on your game. And chances are you're going to exceed it, because we've seen this from articles on like the Metro team and the Coffee Stain. When they released, was it Factorio? Which one is their new? I forget which one is on Epic. When they launched that game on Epic, they had a bigger launch than Goat Simulator or anything else that they had done. It was their biggest launch to date. And the folks at THQ said the very same thing about the Metro game. It's a big launch. So you've got this minority of people out there who are assholes, for to put it mildly, but the data is showing something else. The data is showing that this is something that is successful, it is working, and people actually want it. Satisfactory, yeah.
That was a good game.
So it's unfortunate that there are people out there who get off on doing nothing but harassing a two-person studio instead of congratulating them and celebrating the fact that a two-person studio was able to actually launch a game and do it.
And come on,
with the backing of somebody.
Whether you like it or not, most people have Fortnite.
Yeah, I know. Really,
most people have at least downloaded Fortnite and checked it out. It'd be like Fortnite sucks, and then never even download it and even try it.
People are upset over a free client that they download.
Yeah,
it's just absolutely.
Well, there was another streaming service, but to use it, you had to watch it. You had to download an add-on in your Chrome browser, and man, people were up in arms on that. I'm like, dude, you download add-ons on your browser all the time for all kinds of things.
Was that the one that gave you like cryptocurrency for watching stuff?
No, I can't remember what it was called, and it was a good service, but nobody wanted to do that, and they were just up in arms over it. And it's like, really, it takes you freaking 5 seconds
with different SDKs and tech that companies come out with, and we tell them, and this goes true for ads in games or anything else. Every step that you put into the process that pulls people out of the game or makes them do anything is going to result in a percentage loss in customers because they actually had to do something. That is typically outweighed by the fact that what they have to do is less intrusive than the benefit that they're going to get out of it.
Right.
So, in the case of the Epic Store, millions of people already have it because they've been playing Fortnite. Now, if you want some of the free stuff that they're giving away, or if you want to play one of these games that's an exclusive, you have to download their client. I don't understand. It drives me crazy how people get upset about this. And I know it goes back to the whole penny arcade, internet fuckwad theory. And it's one of my favorite penny arcade, cartoons, because they explain on a big chalkboard how normal person plus internet anonymity equals fuckwad. And it's so true. But it's just, honestly, my heart goes out to Ben and Rebecca, the husband and wife that are creating this game, because they deserve to be celebrated.
Yeah.
And they're getting just absolute, harassed and all this other crap.
Nobody needs that. I mean, and especially, it's not like they're doing anything.
They're trying to make sure they can continue to
make games.
Make games. And it's like we say, hold on a second. I've got, I'm going to post the link to that cartoon in Mixer. So Senator Shadow says, I wish Steam would make some sort of announcement about games being something that should be enjoyed no matter where you buy them. I think they should too. They're not going to. I mean, you're talking about a company who didn't even react to what was it, like rape games, until somebody like absolutely made them do it, and then they were like, oh, we're gonna let everything in, and that went horribly bad. And then they've gone back and we now have a secret way of figuring out whether or not you're going to get banned on the platform or not. They're not. Steam's not going to do it. I mean, they have become far too comfortable sitting in the position that they've been for the last 10 or 15 years, where if you wanted to sell your game online, you pretty much had to go through Steam. I mean, it's estimated that they have 80 to 85% of the market share. So it's time for someone to come in and challenge that. And it's not going to be challenged by, Steam putting Epic out of business. At this point, that's not going to happen. They've reached critical mass. It's going to be challenged by Steam buying exclusives. And then, we're going to see where everybody falls on that side as well. The big argument is like, oh, well, it's such a, it's such a crap store at Epic. I'm going to be the old man again and say, you probably didn't play Steam when it first came out. When Half-Life 2 came out and Counter-Strike, and you had to do it, the Steam client was a turd. I mean, it was a huge turd, but you had to have it. It's better now, and so, with the third party, stuff like you said too, Pseudo, I don't even know Play Night. What is Play Night? But GOG, itch.io's got its own site. There's plenty of these things that have their own, clients you have to download. But people are all up in arms because, Epic's going and doing the unthinkable and buying exclusives. Well, that's how you grow. That's how you stay in business. If you don't like it, don't buy it. And if you already did buy it and you're upset that now it's not going to be on Steam anymore, don't worry, because Tim and the folks over at Epic are actually going to give you your money back for it. At which point you really don't have a reason to complain anymore. So,
Play Night. I've never heard of Play Night.
I haven't either.
Playnight.link. Is that a new?
Play Night is an open
that's
source
a new
video
suffix.
Library manager.
To provide a unified interface for all your games. I mean, doesn't Steam kind of do that already? You can add games that aren't on Steam.
Yeah, you can. So, Pseudo Shadow, I see that you're working with them. Will this do what my pipe dream of launchers? In fact, in the thing that I can go and type in a game and it'll tell me if I already own it or if not, where it might be free or what its price will be on other platforms? Because that's absolutely what I'm waiting for.
I just don't feel like a platform that can launch all your games is, people talk about it, but I don't think it's needed because Steam does that. Steam will take every game that's on your PC and put it in there and then put it in there. So, and I don't know one person that does that. Not one single person that has all of their games in the Steam library.
Well, here's the other thing. When was the last time you installed a game and it didn't say, would you like to put a icon on the desktop or add it to the start menu? If you want to play a game, you just type it.
I know. You just press the Windows key and type it.
Even things that I don't have, let's see. I'm testing here.
Oh, you can connect everything. Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo, PC. But why would you want to do that? Why would you want to connect your Xbox games to your PC or your PlayStation games if you can't play them on there?
That's a good question.
just to look at them.
I mean, search engine.
Yeah.
If I'm getting ready to buy, I don't know. I'm just looking at the screen. FTL. I'm going to buy FTL. I want to be able to search my accounts. Let me know if I've already bought it somewhere, because there's a very high probability I have, or if it's available in a streaming or a subscription package.
It's for tracking achievements and having discussions around them. I don't ever talk about my achievements in games. I mean, I could see people that do, because there are people that like to 100% things, There's a lot of people on on Twitch that will do that. They'll 100%, or they got to get like Man versus Game. He's got to get every single like easy, hard, the most difficult, and he will try over and over and over and over. I know there's people that do that. I'm just not one of them. I play games. Yeah, I'm definitely not the target audience because I like to play games on easy mode because I like to enjoy the story. Yeah, I'm probably not the target audience. All right, I will be right back. I have to do something.
All right. So what's next? I had several things on my list today. Where's my cheat sheet? There we go. So in other Epic news, actually, they bought Psyonix and Rocket League earlier this year, and now they are taking all of the loot boxes out of it. It says the system will resemble one implemented by parent company Epic Games. Specifically says that it's removing all paid randomized crates from Rocket League, replacing them with a system that shows the exact buying in advance. They're basically going to do the same thing they have in Fortnite. So, I mean, each day you have a certain set of stuff that's available for sale, and you can buy it or you cannot. You know, that's the option that you have. It's good in the fact that it immediately gets them out of any kind of running for a lawsuit, as there's different countries and doing that. The downside of it is, well, not the downside, the other thing is, I bet they actually make more money by doing that and by showcasing, you know, the exact item that they're getting. I'm willing to bet you that they're going to see a uptick in sales and revenue because you're not buying some random loot boxes. I mean, I know I don't play Fortnite that much. I play it with my son, but I don't really keep track of seasons and this is out and this is out and that sort of stuff. It doesn't really faze me anymore. But Overwatch, I still play a lot. I would totally pay to get some of the skins unlocked versus having to go through and do loot boxes and, you know, hope that the box that you get generates XYZ. And you can go and buy it, I know that, but not the ones that are like locked under whatever. But yeah, I would totally be up for, you know, actually paying for some versus being, you know, hoping you're going to get something out there. So let me go through chat here. Hitachi says, I'd like to know what games I have and where so I can compare with friends and then we can go and play online together. Pseudo says, I would check out Play Night or God Galaxy 2.0 because, I mean, yeah, it's good to see where you are. And the other thing for indie devs, and this goes along with maximizing your distribution, anything that's in there like that is going to give you that much visibility. You know, so if you're on that system and someone looks and says, okay, I've got a friend playing this, but you're not maybe on Steam, so it's not telling you that friend on Steam is playing that, it helps you get the word out, you know, about your game as well. I've got so many windows now open, India. I don't know.
I don't even know what the hell.
I don't even know what we were talking about. So anyway, I said, you know, Psyonix and they're removing loot boxes from Rocket League. They're going to implement more of the whatever you want to call it, the system, the storefront, like Fortnite has.
I mean, you know, I don't really understand the big deal with loot boxes, but I mean, because people have been doing loot boxes with toys for so long, and now there's like the LOL dolls, and you don't know what you're going to get. You could get one of these 30 things, you know what I mean? Yeah. But I mean, I understand that personally. I mean, I think it's neat, but personally, I'd rather spend my money on something that I know I'm getting.
Well, that's what I said too. You know, I mean, I'm very much the same way, and I'm with you. I mean, loot boxes to me are anything different than, you know, baseball cards. You know, you don't know what you're getting.
Exactly.
Pokemon cards, whatever. You don't know what's there. But it's a little preemptive in hoping that they're not going to get wrapped up in some lawsuit because of loot boxes. I mean, you've already got, like, China started this, and Apple has already implemented it as well, where if you sell loot boxes in your game, you have to outline the percentage chance of getting each tier or each item. That's
like you
there.
have a 1% chance to get this item.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's, I think, is a good idea. Yeah.
I think they're going to, I think they're going to actually make more money doing it the Fortnite way than they did with the loot boxes.
Yeah, because I would rather know what I'm buying.
Yeah, and you've got if you have enough skins, and God knows Rocket League does, there's that fear of missing out. And I mean, I see it with my 8-year-old. I don't let him buy them all, but he'll be like, "Oh, Dad, they have this skin today. I want to get it."
And yeah, I get that
like,
too.
You're going to have another skin tomorrow that you're going to want.
I actually have been playing a game on my phone. It's called, what is it called here? Let me look. And it's called Infinity Shooting, which is not the best name for a game, but it's basically like, it's kind of like Galaga, but it's super deep. You can like get different ships, you can get different powers, you can get different things, but it has a loot box system. And it even has like little pictures of loot boxes, and you can get like a regular loot box, an epic loot box, or a super epic loot box, or whatever. And then you get like little power ups within those things, you know, and you can either spend money on it or you can like do things over time to earn those boxes. And they have like the loot boxes. Then they have a wheel that you can spin, and it's all like they've got like 4 different kinds of currencies, and you know what I mean, in the game. And it's just a really well done, beautiful game. I've spent way too much time in it. Yesterday I played it for like an hour. I played more on my phone yesterday than I did games on a PC. Of course, it would like I would pick it up and play it for a while, but you also get loot boxes. Like you play for 10 minutes, you get something. You pay for 20 minutes, and it's like daily. And then they also have daily quests that you can complete, and then you basically get loot boxes. Because you have like a chance of getting, you know, these 10 different things. And then, bam, you get this, one of these things, one of this type of thing, and then maybe one type of ship level up thing or something. And I don't mind it. I mean, I haven't spent any money on it, but I imagine like all the other games I played, like it gets so difficult at one point that you either have to like try and grind out on one level over and over and over and over and over and over, and you keep dying until you get enough in-game currency to level up your guy. Or you just like spend the $20 and you get like level epic, whatever, blah 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 shooter thing, you know.
What is it called? Infinite Shooter?
It is called Infinity Shooting. And I started playing that. I started playing Alien Shooter, and then I upgraded to Galaxy Invaders. Then Infinity Shooting.
The Galaxy War game?
No, it's just called Infinity Shooting. Let's see here.
Well, no, I found one. It's called Infinity Shooting Galaxy War.
See. I don't know if that's what it's called. But it's a gorgeous game. It's got lots of juice. All the buttons like throb and pulse and move and
yeah, I think that's what it is.
And then you just control the ship with your finger or your thumb, and it auto shoots.
So we've got a new client that we haven't announced yet, but they were at our... No, actually, you know what? They weren't at our event. I had a meeting with them in the midst of our event, so I keep thinking that they were at our event.
That's no way to promote it.
Well, sorry. But they've got a new mobile game that I played, and it's always one of those things that makes me smile, because I like to think that I've been doing this for 20 years because I can kind of pick out what's something that's good and what, you know, what isn't.
Not going to be, yeah.
So last night we were out to dinner, and my son basically takes my phone from me and starts playing it, you know, without any prompting. And then his friend comes over, takes it out of his hand, and starts playing it with no prompting. And I'm like, yes, I haven't lost it. I can still predict something that's actually really good. So I'm looking forward to getting that one out there and seeing what the
that's awesome.
What the reaction is. Yeah, it's good.
Well, I like mobile games. You know, I like them.
I do too.
I like all kinds of games.
It's whether people like it or not, and like Dr. Disrespect and like mobile games aren't real games. Well, I'm sorry, but there's more people that play mobile games and more money made on mobile games than are made on PC and console.
And he's just saying that shit. Just
I know he is, but it still prompts that whole conversation. The same thing that pisses me off when I watch these industry whatever conferences or whatever they call, I forget what they call at E3 or something, when they do the big, each company gets up there and does their big presentation, and people start bitching and moaning about casual games and indie games because all they want to see is, Call of Duty and Halo and all. And I'm like, you're not going to have those games if you don't have these other games. That's where this stuff comes from. I mean, it's the indies and the casual developers are the ones that are innovating all this stuff out there and making new things. So just shut up, basically.
Just shut up. Shut your fat mouth. You have a
this
fat
is why
mouth.
I do B2B work and not B2C work, because consumers just tend to piss me off.
The C word, consumer. That's funny.
I can't deal with it. I'm like, I cannot deal with your stupidity right now. That's just it. That's all. All right. So what else have we got, Andy? What else is going on? What else is new?
We were going to talk about conferences.
Oh yeah. So we've got Gamescom coming up, and Pseudo, the guys over at IGDB, I know I promised y'all I would be at Gamescom, but I'm not going to be there. I got invited to speak at a conference in Peru, like a week or two after Gamescom, and I didn't enjoy thinking about flying from the States to Germany, back to the States, down to Peru, all within the course of like 2 weeks. So I'm not going to be at Gamescom. Gamescom is one of the shows that I say, if you're only going to go to 2 shows a year, it needs to be GDC and Gamescom, because it's a fantastic, fantastic show to go to. But then we have PAX Dev coming up.
There's also
like
Indie Prize
at the same time or shortly thereafter.
There's also Indie Prize.
Yeah, that's part of
Game
whatever
Daily.
the new Casual Connect is called now.
Game Daily Connect.
Game Daily Connect.
PAX Dev.
So what's the dates on that one?
It's from September 26th to
That's like later in September.
Yeah, well, PAX Dev is right during PAX, right?
PAX Dev is August 27th and 28th.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
It's the 2 days before, yeah. So PAX Dev is the 2 days before PAX West,
which is right during Indie Prize.
No, you said Indie Prize was like
it's August,
September. Into September.
That's wrong. It's August. It's at the end of this month.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
All right, so when's Gamescom?
Daily Games Connect.
Gamescom is the 20th through the 24th. In 1 week, we have Gamescom and PAX West, and then Game Daily
is the 27th through the 29th. And I'll be there streaming Indie Prize entrants. It's streaming games that are entered into Indie Prize. I'll be there, and then I'm flying back on the 30th, and then that's when PAX is. So I had thought about flying up there, but I just got this new this Harley Dresser motorcycle. And it's a 7-hour ride. So I think what I'm planning on doing is riding up there and live streaming the whole ride from Oregon to Seattle.
You're going to ride 7 hours on a bike?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's the plan.
It's a comfy bike, right?
It is so comfy. Yeah. I mean, it's a full dress bike. It's made for long rides.
All right, so I want to talk about this. We have 3 shows.
All overlapping.
One what I consider a tier 1 show, which is Gamescom, and then 2 tier 2 shows, which that's not like that bad. It's just they're not Gamescom and they're not GDC. I consider E3 a tier 2 show as well. But Game Daily Connect and PAX West are overlapping.
Basically. PAX West starts on the 30th. So it starts like the day after Game Daily Connect.
Their demographic is very, very similar.
Well, Game Daily Connect is more just developers and publishers and consumer acquisition stuff. It's very business oriented.
It is, but the types of games that they're primarily aimed at, especially with the Indie Prize competition, are indie games. Same as PAX West.
This is also the first year that they are going to have speakers and panels about esports at Game Daily Connect. And
Really?
it's at freaking Disneyland.
I was pretty sure we had those before.
No, they didn't. They've never had esports speakers.
That's interesting. It's still, and I know these things are planned like way the hell in advance, and so it's hard to avoid some of this crossover. But it's like, we just had our last event, and it went well. I mean, we had people get deals out of it, so that to me says it's successful. It wasn't as successful as I wanted it to be, but I think part of that is because we did it in the summer when you've got so many shows overlapping and so many people on vacation. I mean, you got to keep in mind, July and August are big vacation months for Europe, and Europeans aren't like Americans. Europeans go on vacation for like 3 weeks, and so it's a dicey time to do anything, and to have 3 shows like this completely overlapping, that's odd. It's disturbing. I mean, and so it obviously brings up the question of which one you should go to.
Right. Well, I bet you a lot of people will go to either Game Daily Connect or PAX. I mean, PAX. Well, PAX. When is PAX Dev?
The
right in the middle of
27th and 28th.
So it's they can't go to both. So
yeah. I mean, not the teams that really need to be there. I mean, this goes back to the whole game GDC thing and the reason we do this show in the first place. The studios that need to hear this content, that need to be listening and need to be learning from the speakers and the sessions at things like GDC and Game Daily Connect and PAX West and Gamescom, they're not big enough to afford to say, okay, we're going to send one person to Anaheim and one person to Seattle.
Right.
They have to pick and choose which one they're going to do. And having them overlap like this is bad. And, like Hitachi said, there are way too many industry shows. I agree. My bet is PAX West and Game Daily Connect are going to be virtually devoid of European attendees, aside from companies that can afford to send people to Gamescom and, one of these shows. Because everybody in Europe, I mean, Gamescom is a much better buy. It's a much better opportunity for you.
But I think I think that the developers that are selected to be in Indie Prize, they get their tickets and their lodging paid, I think.
Yeah, they do.
I don't know about the flights.
I don't believe the flights are covered. But yeah, they do. They get lodging, and I don't know what the lodging is. I know what the lodging used to be, but I don't know what it is now because they got bought by Casual Connect, got bought by Game Daily Connect.
Yeah, the last one I went to in Anaheim, we had like really nice rooms, and then they had I can't remember what it's called, but it's a place you can go on the top floor, and you can just go in at any time, and there's always food there. So you could literally go in there and have your breakfast, lunch, and dinner all the time. Mm-hmm. It's like a upstairs concierge kind of thing. And I don't know if that's happening this time or
the Indie Prize. I'll say this: if you're going to, it depends on your goal. All right, so let's just take Gamescom completely out of it, because Europeans, you need to be at Gamescom. Gamescom covers business and consumer under one massive, under like 9 massive, gigantic roofs. Without a doubt, no question at all, you need to be at Gamescom. So North America, Asia, South America, if you're going to find a publisher, if you're going to, build a B2B, business to business relationship, you need to be at Game Daily Connect. If you are self-publishing or you already have a publisher, you need to be at PAX, because PAX even with the addition of PAX Dev, PAX is still primarily a consumer show.
Right, because all consumers will be there on the floor. That's what it is. People that love gaming will be there. Yeah, so, Game Daily Connect is all business people. There's not going to be like somebody that's a gamer hanging out there.
We should do a big post and just go through these shows and go, okay, here's the goal for each one of these and why you should be there. Because the PAX shows, I would really like for them to add more business elements to it. I talked to a team today that's going to PAX, but they don't really have any B2B meetings set up because there's no system to actually set them up. I mean, you'd have to, oh my God, you'd have to do it the old-fashioned way. But it's not easy to, figure out who's going to be there because they don't have a matchmaking service. So Fedor, if you're out there, my Meet to Match buddies, you can be on the phone with PAX and get us a meeting system. But it's still mainly a consumer audience. I mean, you're not going to have that much B2B versus, for the time, for the money, you're much better off if you're looking for a publisher and you need to have that B2B to be at Game Daily Connect.
The B2B
and different shows have different, audiences. So, I mean,
you just said you got to have the B2B to be at Game Daily Connect.
To be.
You got to have the B2B to be there.
I'm really still trying to get over the fact that we have three major shows completely and utterly overlapping.
Well, you know what? GDC and PAX has done that multiple times. You be at GDC, and then the last day of GDC is the first day of PAX. That's happened a couple times.
There's one that we've always had that bumps up against San Diego Comic-Con too. Because I've had friends that were like leaving the show and going to Comic-Con.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. So what you all should do is check out our event, which is completely online, and you don't have to travel at all. And it comes with a matchmaking system. So indiegame.business. There you go. Check that out.
Check it out.
So yeah, we've actually scheduled our next one. We're going to do it November 7th and 8th. I've learned my lesson. I'm not doing another summer show. It's just there's too much other shit going on. And so, we've got 3 or 4 months to ramp up for it. We're having November 7th, November 8th, and then we'll have another one probably in, I think April was good for that first one we did. You can't have it too close to GDC, but there's not a lot of other stuff going on in the spring, so it's a little easier. And
you know what? The thing that's good about it is you get your own calendar, and then you go through the calendar and you mark what times you're available and what times you're not available. So even if there is other things going on, you can just still mark your times available or unavailable, even if it's just a couple hours a day, Yep.
I always block out, time to go take my son to school, pick him up.
Right.
That sort of stuff. But yeah, not only do you not have to travel, but you can literally schedule your meetings around your existing day. If you have a 9 a.m. stand-up meeting in the morning, block out 9 a.m. and then you don't have to worry about it. So, but that's one of the things that people don't realize until the week before when they start getting meeting requests. Then they go, "Oh yeah, I accept this," and they go look at their calendar and they're like, "Why do I have a meeting at 4 a.m?"
I would like to give them feedback on that system though, because you have to, for every half hour, you have to click it, and then you have to type in the reason why it's blocked out. Well, you have to do something. I want to have a drop. Yeah, there was a little process. You can't just go click, 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 click down the line.
You have to click the time and then click to confirm to block it off, but you don't have to type anything in.
Yeah, I would like a little drop down menu at the top and say, okay, I want to block this out, and then you just go click, 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 because it should take 30 seconds instead of a minute and a half.
It takes a little while to do it. But no, you don't have to type. You don't have to type a reason.
But you can. But it would be nice if there's a drop-down menu, and then you could just type in your reason, and then...
Or you could set your default work hours.
Yeah. Or something.
It needs a little bit of work. I'm just going to automatically tell you I don't want to call until 9 a.m.
Right.
And then we can go from there. But yeah, it's... If you're in Europe, go to Gamescom. If you are in the U.S., Latin America, South America, go to I'm probably
Game Daily Connect. I called it that for a long time too. Yeah, and come hang out with me.
Yeah, Indy will be there. So yeah, go to Game Daily Connect if you need a publisher. Go to PAX if you just need to meet fans and consumers. So easy peasy. I feel like I'm honored, honestly. And it's one of those things that I'm like, I don't know how I ended up getting, asked to do this, but I'm going to be on a panel at the 9th ALES event in Peru, like the first week of September. Another reason why I can't go to all these other things. And so they bring together a lot of, it's not just games, it's about, the South American, Latin American, Caribbean. I lost my train of thought there. Country, that whole region as a whole, and bringing new business. And so I'm on a panel with two other guys about what the creative industry and games means to the region. And so I'm excited. I've never been south of the equator, and I've never been to Peru, and I'm super excited. I had a friend of mine go, "Oh, you need to go see Machu Picchu," and I was like, "Oh yeah," and I Googled it, and it's literally on the other side of the Andes, and I'm like, "That's not going to happen." I do want to see the Nazca lines while I'm out there, and then in October, I think it's October, I'll be in Poland for the Game Industry Conference, giving a lecture on licensing.
Oh, neat.
So those are my next two shows that I'll be.
When is that in October?
Don't ask me hard questions, Andy.
Right. The last week of October, I'll be on vacation.
It is the 17th through the 20th of October.
Okay.
In Poznan, Poland. So if anyone out there has recommendations on things that I need to see, and from a historical context, not necessarily a pop culture, because I really don't care, but cool history stuff in that area, let me know. Also, let me know any good beers in the area. Those are the two main things when I go to a conference. But yeah,
beer and history.
What's that?
Beer and history.
Beer and history, yeah.
Nice.
And that's the beauty of Europe. I go there and I can get it all in one shot. We were in Cologne a couple years ago for Gamescom, and there's a bar there that's been open for like 1,400 years or something like that. It's the same bar. It's still the same. It's awesome. It's that's I love history stuff. So yeah.
And I just think it's neat to go to Boston and see buildings that are over 100 years old. You know what I mean?
It is. It's so you go over to Europe and it's like
things are thousands of years old.
It's like something's old if it's been around for 60 or 75 years, and it's like ancient if it's been around for 200. And you go to Europe and that's like new shit. That's not even. Yeah. That doesn't even count. The Romans shit is still around in Italy. So yeah, our 200-year-old bed and breakfast that was around for the Revolution doesn't really count for much in that context.
That's funny.
All right, dude. All right, because we're running up on our hour here.
Yeah. No, I don't see anything. We had a couple comments in Facebook from Michael Grand, who's my fellow dev. He's here in Southern Oregon. But yeah, so we'll be posting more and more about this, and we're going to figure out more places to stream to, and we are just going to shotgun IGB everywhere. Blam! Shotgun blast it everywhere.
And so if you have listened to or saw the show a couple of weeks ago with Christian, the developer up in Oregon, he was just absolutely fascinating, but we literally ran out of time. He's going to be back on Friday, and we're going to finish that chat. We're going to, pick up where we left off, and, knowing three of us go through a dramatic number of tangents again as well.
Yeah.
All right, wait, hold on. We have something that just popped up on our server, actually, or I just saw it. So there is a EGX Berlin is giving 50 indie game developers the opportunity to show their game. So you have to go to, and this is again where the podcast part doesn't help, but I'm gonna post this link in the Mixer chat. It's a Google form you can submit and potentially, win the opportunity to show your game at EGX.
Oh, neat.
Along those same lines, the submission for games to the Game Industry Conference, the one I'll be at in Poland, is ending like next week. So make sure you go to that one. If you're on our newsletter, there was a link in it earlier this week about that. And then there was another one as well that I can't remember off the top of my head what it was. But there's the link. I mean, you should be able to just Google EGX Berlin indie developer and find that link to submit. But you can do it as well for the Game Industry Conference in Poland and the other show that I can't remember, and I'll tweet it out later if I remember it.
Awesome. So what's the link for people to join our Discord?
Discord.gg/indie game business.
All right. Yeah. So if you're a listener or watcher, join the Discord. Come say hi to us. Yeah.
You can find more stuff about not only the show and articles and links to places where it's live on indiegame.business. And there's no www in front of that. It's just indiegame.business. It will also link you to our next event, which is coming up in November 7th and 8th. And if you are a dev looking for a publisher and you want to get our list of our 500 publisher list, go to www.powellgroupconsulting.com/publisher-list. Put in your email. It'll fire you out the list. Easy peasy. Sound good?
Excuse me. Yeah. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to Indie Game Business. I'm Indy. You can check me out on twitch.tv/Indy and follow me on Twitter, twitter.com, The Real Indy. And you can check out Jay at what Twitters you want to shout out?
Powell_J is my personal one. And then Powell GRP is the official company Twitter that covers this as well, because the Powell Group is in charge of the show, for better or for worse.
For better or for worse, it's married to the show. All right. Thank you guys so much. We'll be back Friday.
No, Friday. We're back Friday.
All right. Bye, everybody.
See y'all.